Hello everyone, my name is Dasom Choi from KAIST in South Korea. Today I am going to present my research about inclusive algorithmic experiences for content creators with disabilities. Recently, a growing number of people with disabilities have created contents that present various aspects of disabilities on video platforms such as YouTube or TikTok. They show their daily routines, introduce prosthetic limbs, and discuss transportation accessibility with their own narratives. In the video platform, these contents are classified and distributed to viewers through the algorithms. Therefore, to spread their content to the desired audiences, creators with disabilities interact strategically with algorithms by adjusting titles, descriptions, or thumbnails. However, recent studies have pointed out that the algorithms have inherent risks of providing non or less inclusive experiences to users with disabilities. For example, some researchers found that several existing natural language processing models evaluate disability as more harmful term. As such, algorithms that either contain biases or are not sensitive to disability topics can negatively impact the algorithmic experiences of creators with disabilities. Despite these critical points, studies on these issues are still lacking. Therefore, in this study, we aim to explore how inclusive are the current algorithmic experiences for creators with disabilities. To address this issue, we conducted semi-structured interviews with 8 YouTubers with disabilities through Zoom. And through this study, we tried to answer these following questions, like what unique goals do creators with disabilities have? How do they perceive the inclusiveness of YouTube's algorithm? And what challenges do they face when interacting with the algorithm? Before conducting interviews with participants, we analyzed the characteristics of 9 channels and 551 videos through content analysis. And we applied those results to prepare customized interview questions. Then we organized the interview in 3 main stages. First, we began our study by asking participants over experiences as YouTubers. Second, we asked a participant to work through their YouTube activities as creators. Participants share their computer screens and step through the process of uploading videos and reviewing the analysis of uploaded videos. Last, we asked more directly about the algorithmic experience related to disabilities. Through the study, we found 4 major findings. Here, we introduce a couple of these in detail. First, we found that participants had various goals as YouTubers. Some participants wanted to offer informational and social support for people with disabilities. Some other participants desired to convey diverse representation of disabilities. Participants created various videos that reflect those goals and analyzed how their videos were spread to viewers. And based on their analysis, they established their own strategies to work with the algorithm. As a one strategy, participants who wanted to reach as many people as possible have created a video associated their disabilities to popular topics on YouTube. For example, one of our participants generated videos discussing her disability while doing makeup with popular cosmetic products. As participants interacted with algorithms to achieve their goals, they could form perceptions of how the YouTube algorithm deals with disability in distributing their content. Surprisingly, none of our participants felt that the algorithm discriminated about disability-related topics or creators with disabilities. Despite this perception, some participants were disappointed that it was difficult to achieve their unique goal within the current algorithmic system. For example, some participants aimed to show the public various aspects of disabilities. However, they discovered that algorithms which work based on viewer search history and interest seldom spreads disability videos to people indifferent to disabilities. And they expressed that it's not wrong, but they are quite disappointed. We could also find some challenges our participants face in their YouTube algorithmic experience. Some participants reported that many YouTubers produce provocative content about disability, such as someone pretending to have a disability and begging for money from passerby, and they were upset that those videos garnered relatively high views. However, at the same time, some participants were tempted to create provocative videos by distorting or exaggerating disability identities. It is because they think that they can benefit from algorithms by benchmarking the topic of highly viewed videos. Two of our participants actually uploaded videos with the provocative titles, which were Tic Disorder Ready to Die and YouTuber with Vision Impairments in his 30s gives up everything. They baited viewers, and as they intended, those videos received relatively high number of views. However, both participants were frustrated that they ruined the value of promoting disability awareness that they initially sought. Another challenge was when the content moderation algorithm filtered some participant disability-related content. One participant with a limbless disability experienced that the thumbnail containing his injured body was not uploaded and automatically replaced with another image. When this case happened, our participants were not given any explanation of which part of their videos caused the trouble, and our participants suspected that the disability-related features might be the source of problem, and they were frustrated with it. Through these findings, we tried to discuss the inclusiveness of the video platform's algorithmic experiences. In our study, the participant did not perceive that the algorithm discriminates against disabilities. However, according to the previous study, the inclusive AI system not only makes fair decisions for all groups, but also should consider users' diverse contexts, needs, and expectations. Taking this perspective, we could observe that some participants were frustrated by the difficulty of delivering content to desired potential audiences, and some participants even negotiated their original disability identities to benefit from algorithm. In light of these cases, the current video platform seems to provide a less inclusive algorithmic experiences that does not consider the context and values of creators with disabilities. Based on this discussion, we now propose several implications for designing an inclusive algorithmic experiences that could reflect the creator's value. First, the current system does not sufficiently consider creators' goals because the algorithm identifies needs of creators by itself based on data. So we suggest that the system could provide creators with a space to directly write statements about the values and goals they want to pursue in their channel. Second, creators often forget their original value and negotiate their identities in order to benefit from the algorithm and get more views. Therefore, we propose to amplify the invisible voice of audiences rather than measurable metrics such as view counts and deliver it to creators. For example, the system can provide a channel where audiences write reason for their likes or dislikes. Lastly, the platform should prevent the algorithms from misjudging or filtering the unique characteristics of people with disabilities. For this, disability-specific data should be collected for training the algorithms. So we suggest that the system can provide a window for receiving disability-specific cases from their users. This is the end of my presentation, and thank you for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me through email.